session. I am Taqwa, a teacher of English, and today we are going to read a text together and do some tasks on your school book. Let's go! So in our lesson today, first we are going to read the text together on page 40. Then we are going to do task 1 on page 40 as well. And then we are going to deal with task 2 with its sub-questions or parts on pages 40 and 41. So let's start. So please let's start by reading the text on page 40. So the text is about Mohammed Deep. I read: born July 21st in 1920 in Tlemcen, Algeria, and died May 2nd in 2003 in La Celle-Saint-Cloud in France. Mohammed Deep is an Algerian novelist, poet and playwright, known for his early fiction trilogy on Algeria. La Grande Maison in 1952, which means the big house in English, L'Incendie in 1954, the fire, and Le Métier à Tisser in 1957, the loom, in which he described the Algerian people's awakening to the struggle for independence that began in 1954. The trilogy recounts the years between 1938 and 1942. Deep's later novels portray the French colonial repression of the Algerian people, the search for the authentic expression of an Algerian personality, the war for independence and its effects, the new Algeria after independence, and the plight of the Algerian immigrant worker in France. These novels, such as Cours sur la rive sauvage in 1964, which means Run on the White Shore in English, and Habel in 1977, express optimism in the brotherhood of mankind. He wrote for those who are dispossessed through economic exploitation. Deep viewed himself as essentially a poet. He wrote several collections of poetry. He was also the author of a film scenario and 2 plays. So we have here the source Encyclopedia Britannica on February 25th, 2016. Now let's quickly explain difficult words in the text. We start with the first word. Fiction. Fiction, it means something which is not real. Awakening. To be awake, it means to know what exactly is happening around you, to know what's going on around you. Struggle, it means a fight. Independence, it means freedom. For example, Algeria was colonized by France and it got its independence in 1964. It means it got its freedom in 1964. Repression. Repression, it means to control people and to be bad to them, so they feel like they are not free, they feel like they are in prison. So repression, it means to stress people and control them and do bad things to them. Authentic, it means real. Immigrant. Immigrant is a person who travels to another country and live there for the rest of his life. Next, optimism. Optimism is to feel excited about the future. Brotherhood. Brotherhood means, for example, if we have 2 brothers, the relationship between these 2 brothers is called brotherhood. Mankind. Mankind, it means humans. Dispossessed through economic exploitation means to be very, very poor. Now that we have read the text and explained difficult words, let's move to task 1, page 40. So the task reads: I read text 1 and complete the bibliographical notes. So we have read text 1. Let's now complete bibliographical notes about the text. So first we have title, then we have the author, it means the writer, now the source, date of publication, and the last one is type of document, if it is blog article, press article, or web article. So you have 1 minute to fill in the bibliographical notes. Thank you. Let's see the correct answers. So the title is Mohammed Deep. The author is Finlay Kalsang Bhutia. The source is Encyclopedia Britannica. Date of publication February 25th, 2016. And the type of document is a web article. Thank you for trying. Now we have another task. Task 2, question number 1. I read text 1 again and answer the questions in my copybook. So the first is answer by true or false. So here we have sentences from A to F. I read the sentences. A. Deep was a playwright like Shakespeare. B. A fiction trilogy is a series of 3 novels forming a continuous story. C. Run on the Wide Shore, Habel, and The Loom are the 3 novels which form Deep's trilogy. D. The trilogy tells about Algeria during the period 1954 and 1962. E. The trilogy showed how the Algerian people became aware of the necessity to fight for freedom. F. Deep wrote for the rich, not for the poor. So we are going to answer by true or false from the text. You have 2 minutes. is up, thank you. So let's correct together. A. Tip was a playwright like Shakespeare. True, he was. B. A fiction trilogy is a series of 3 novels forming a continuous story. Yes, true, this is a correct definition. C. Run on the White Shore, Habel and the Loom are the 3 novels which form Deep's trilogy. False. So they are not the novels of the trilogy. We have The Big House, The Fire and The Loom. These are the 3 novels. D. The trilogy tells about Algeria during the period 1954 and 1962. False. They tell about the period between 1938 and 1942. E. The trilogy showed how the Algerian people became aware of the necessity to fight for freedom. True. And F, the last one, D wrote for the rich, not for the poor. False. D wrote for the poor. Thank you. On the same page, let's move to part 2 from task 2. Who or what do the words in bold type in the text refer to? What does it mean, bold type? It means a thick and dark type. So let's see the words. Here we have his, we have which, have trilogy, its, and he. You are going to tell what do these words refer to in the text. So you have 2 minutes to try. So let's see what do these words replace in the text. For his, in paragraph 1, it replaces Muhammad Deep. Which, in paragraph 1 as well, it replaces the trilogy. Trilogy, in paragraph 1, replaces The Big House, The Fire, and The Loom, the 3 novels. Its, paragraph 2, replaces The War for Independence. And he, in the last paragraph, paragraph 3, replaces Muhammad Deep. Thank you for trying. Again, on the same page, page 40, and task 2, part 3. So the question says, look up the word plight in paragraph 2 and copy out its meaning. So you are going to take your dictionaries and look for the word plight. So you have 1 minute. So let's see the meaning of the word together in 3 famous dictionaries. The first one is Oxford. So plight is a bad or difficult state or situation. This is the first definition. Second is from Cambridge Learner's Dictionary. So the plight is an unpleasant condition, especially a serious, sad or difficult one. And the last definition is from Longman Dictionary. Plight is a very bad situation that someone is in. So we can say that plight means a bad or difficult situation. Thank you for trying. We're still on page 40, task 2, part 4. So here's the question. Which tenses are used in the text? Can you justify why the writer has used them? So here in this text we have 2 tenses, the present simple and the past simple. Let's look at an example for the present simple. Mohammed Dib is an Algerian novelist. This is the first example with is, verb to be, in the present simple. Second, Dib's later novels portray the French colonial repression. So here we have the verb portray conjugated in the present simple. So why did we use the present simple in this case? We used it to describe Mohammed Dib and his novels. Mohammed Dib in the first example and his novels in the second example. We also used the past simple. Let's see some examples together. First we have, he described the Algerian people's awakening. So here we have verb described conjugated in the past simple and it is a regular verb. Second example, he wrote for those who are dispossessed. So here we have also the verb wrote, the infinitive is right, the verb was conjugated in the past simple and it is an irregular verb. So here we use the past simple to narrate past events. We are talking here about what did Mohammed Dib do or write in his stories. Thank you. Same page, task 5, task 2, part 5 and 6. So here for question number 5, have find in paragraph 2 the opposite of early. And question number 6, find in the text the words that are closest in meaning to the following. It means you are going to find the synonym of the following words from the text. First word is a dramatist in paragraph 1, tells a story, paragraph 1, the fight, paragraph 1 as well, describe, paragraph 2, the human race, paragraph 2, considerate, writer, and many in paragraph 3. You have 2 minutes. So let's see the opposite of the word early and the synonym of other words from the text. So the opposite of early from paragraph 2 is later. The synonym of dramatist from paragraph 1 is novelist. The synonym of tells a story from paragraph 1 is recounts. The synonym of the fight from paragraph 1 as well is struggle. Synonym of describe from paragraph 2 is portray. Synonym of the human race is mankind. Considered means from paragraph 3 viewed as. Writer means the author from paragraph 3. And many from paragraph 3 as well means several. Thank you for trying. Now, same task, part 7. Let's read the question. What type is the text? So here we have 5 options from A to E. Let's read. A. Descriptive. B. Narrative. C. Prescriptive. D. Argumentative. E. A combination of different types. If yes, which ones? Explain and justify your answer. So before we answer this question, let's explain the different types of the text. First type is descriptive. A descriptive text describes objects, people, locations, or events. So a descriptive text gives us a description about anything. Narrative. A narrative text narrates a series of events, and usually these events are in the past. C. Prescriptive. It prescribes or recommends. What does it mean, prescribes? It means to give you, for example, opinion or give you advice on doing something. So you have to follow this advice or opinion in order to do it correctly. D. Argumentative. It means to convince the reader. To convince means to change the reader's opinion about something. Yes, so as you guessed, our text is a combination of two different types. The first type is descriptive because it describes the themes or the topics of the novels that Muhammad Deeb wrote. And the second is narrative. It narrates what Muhammad Deeb did or wrote in the past. Thank you. Now the last two parts from question 2, page 41, please. 8 and 9. So here we have question number 8. Which paragraph mentions a list of the themes or topics dealt with by Deeb in his novels? So you are going to tell me the number of the paragraph 1, 2 or 3 that contains the list of topics that Muhammad Deeb wrote about in his novels. Question 9. Which of Deeb's novels was made into a famous Algerian TV series in 1974? I search the internet if I don't know the answer. So there is a very famous novel for Muhammad Deeb that was made into a famous Algerian TV show. You have to write the name of the novel. So you have 1 minute to answer these two questions. Here's the answer for question number 8, paragraph 2. So here we have the underlined topics or themes that Muhammad Deeb dealt with in his novels. Question number 9. The name of the novel that was made into a famous Algerian TV series in 1974 is L'incendie in French, which is in English The Fire. And this is just a picture from the Algerian television, and L'incendie or The Fire is written in Arabic. So thank you for trying. That's all for today's session. Thank you for being attentive, and if you have any questions, please write them in the comment section below. So thank you, see you next session. Please stay safe and take care. Bye.
شكرا على المشاهدة. لا تنسوا الاشتراك في القناة، الضغط على الجرس، الإعجاب بالفيديو.